Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Ignition Time. President Trump has come up with a rather creative way to bring money, to bring jobs into the country, and to solve our debt crisis. Remember, the country is over $30 trillion in debt because that's basically we spend more as a country than we bring in. President Trump has announced that in the next 2 weeks, the United States will start selling a gold card which allows foreigners to come into the country and eventually become citizens as long as they bring $5 million into the country and as long as they create jobs. This is a pretty innovative idea because in the past, foreigners could come in through something called the EB-5 program and invest approximately $1 million and create jobs. But there was a lot of waste, fraud, and abuse related to that program. So that program is actually going to be replaced by the new Trump Gold Card program. We're actually going to hear from President Trump in his own words. And again, in the next 2 weeks, the United States will be selling what's now known as a gold card. And basically, this will be a $5 million green card, meaning a permanent residency to be in the US, that will allow foreigners to work in the country and have a pathway to becoming US citizens eventually. Like I said, this will be replacing the EB-5 program, and the gold card recipients would be vetted. In other words, there would be a background check done on them to make sure that, we're not letting drug dealers into the country, for example. We're not letting criminals, with criminal enterprises into the country. And as long as the individual passes a background check, as long as the source of funds can be verified as being legitimate funds, then it looks like these individuals would be able to get into the country and have a gold card. So right now with the EB-5 program, there's something called a green card lottery. There's so many applicants that the United States has what's called as a lottery system. But what Trump is saying is that if someone has $5 million, or let's say Google wants to spend $5 million in trying to bring a star employee in, which seems unlikely, but I wouldn't be surprised if they want to attract the world's top talent, then they would pay that to the US government to allow that individual to, they would basically buy a gold card for that individual. That is an option as well. But the whole idea is, instead of having green card lotteries for, and let people in who put in about $1 million, let people who want to spend $5 million just buy their way into the country. So the whole idea is to attract top level talent, to create jobs, to bring in big money into the United States. And again, companies will have to invest in global talent that they want to attract. And President Trump said there won't be any tax on income outside the United States, but whoever comes in and makes money, creates jobs in the US, will obviously have to pay taxes in the United States like you and me. Now, Trump anticipates that they'll be able to sell 1 million cards, and 1 million cards at $5 million each is actually $5 trillion. And he said that if they sell 10 million cards, which I don't see how likely that is. I don't think there are 10 million people outside of the United States with $5 million. We'll get into that in just a second. But he said that if they sell 10 million cards, that would be $50 trillion, which would eliminate the national debt. And this is in compliance with the law, does not need congressional approval because it's a green card, it's not full citizenship. And Trump believes that, that this will solve our debt crisis. Many other countries do something like this. Let's take a look at what Trump said in his own words about this gold card from the United States of America. Let's roll the tape and watch.
We're going to be doing something else that's going to be very, very good. We're going to be selling a gold card. You have a green card. This is a gold card. We're going to be putting a price on that card of about $5 million, and that's going to give you green card privileges plus. It's going to be a route to citizenship. And wealthy people will be coming into our country by buying this card. They'll be wealthy, and they'll be successful, and they'll be spending a lot of money and paying a lot of taxes and employing a lot of people. And we think it's going to be extremely successful. And never been done before or anything like this, but it's something that we're going to be putting out over the next, would you say 2 weeks, Howard? Do you want to say a couple of words about it?
Sure.
Mr. President, are there any requirements for that gold card? Do you have to invest a certain amount of money in this country in order to qualify for that gold card?
Yeah, exactly.
So the EB-5 program was really lend some money, but it was full of nonsense, make-believe, and fraud, and it was a way to get a green card that was low priced. So the president said, rather than having this sort of ridiculous EB-5 program, we're going to end the EB-5 program. We're going to replace it with the Trump Gold Card, which is really a green card gold. So they'll be able to pay $5 million to the U.S. government. They'll have to go through vetting, of course. We're going to make sure they're wonderful, world-class global citizens. They can come to America. The president can give them a green card, and they can invest in America, and we can use that money to reduce our deficit. Why do we give out lotteries of green cards? Why do we give out EB-5 for green cards? The President of the United States understands that the right answer is, why don't we eliminate the deficit of the United States of America instead?
The gold card, well, millions, but the gold card will bring in with it people that create jobs, very high-level people. I think companies will pay to get people in. For instance, you today graduate from the Wharton School of Finance or Harvard or Stanford or any college, and nobody knows if you can even go to work for a company. So Apple and all these companies that want to get people to be working for them will be able to buy a card, and for the people that are number one in their class at top schools. I see that as one of the things, but generally speaking, it'll be people with money and people that create jobs, and they won't have to pay any tax on income outside of the United States, which they're not paying right now. They're not citizens, but have to pay if they create jobs in the United States. They'll pay full taxes like everybody else. So you're getting big taxpayers, big job producers, and we'll be able to sell maybe 1 million of these cards, maybe more than that. And if you add up the numbers, they're pretty good. As an example, 1 million cards would be worth $5 trillion. $5 trillion.
Wow.
And if you sell 10 million of the cards, that's a total of $50 trillion. Well, we have 35 trillion in debt. That'd be nice. So we'll see. But it could be great. Maybe it will be fantastic. We have it all worked out from the legal standpoint. It's totally legal to do. Hasn't been done before. It's been done in many different forms. We give them away. Why should we give them away? We shouldn't give them away. And I think it's something very exciting. I think it's potentially just something that we're all very excited about. So it's a gold card. It's somewhat like a green card, but at a higher level of sophistication. It's a road to citizenship for people. And essentially people of wealth or people of great talent, where people of wealth pay for those people of talent to get in, meaning companies will pay for people to get in and to have long-term status in the country. And I think it's something we're very, very happy about. Would you have anything to say about that?
Well, many other countries, by the way, do this, including, of course, your 51st state does that.
And the money's earmarked for deficit reduction?
It may be earmarked for deficit, but it actually could be more money than that. I mean, if you did 10 million, you'd have $15 trillion left over. Generally, it's going to be paid down debt, yes.
Do you need Congress for this? Do you think you need
No, we don't need Congress, no, because we're not doing citizenship, we're doing the card. It's a path to citizenship. A very strong path to citizenship, but we're not doing the citizenship. For that, I'd have to get Congress.
Now, Trump was also asked, what if these Russian oligarchs try to come into the country by investing $5 million? What if we don't want certain people coming into our country? And he said this, and I quote, "You should be fascinated by the gold card. Your taxes would go down to nothing." He said, yes, even Russian oligarchs will be eligible for it. I know some Russian oligarchs that are very nice people. He also said it's possible that they get the green card. They're not as wealthy as they used to be. And then he says, I think they can afford $5 million. So the whole idea of the gold card is we should only allow the right people to get into the country that have money that is legitimate, that can be sourced, and individuals that can be vetted. In other words, individuals who can pass a background check. Like I said, we don't want drug dealers, criminals. We don't want people who acquired the money illegally, or people who stole this money, or people who have $5 million in cash lying around and can't explain where they got it or how they got it. We don't want those kinds of people to come in. We want people to come in who can create new companies, create new factories, create jobs, because that is what the country needs. And that is fundamentally an excellent and a solid principle behind the gold card. Let's roll the tape and hear what Trump had to say about this particular subject. Let's watch.
On that gold card, getting back to that, I'm fascinated by this, Mr. President.
You should be fascinated by it. Your taxes will go down to nothing.
Would a Russian oligarch be eligible for a gold card?
Yeah, possibly. Hey, I know some Russian oligarchs that are very nice people. It's possible. They're not quite as wealthy as they used to be. They're not as wealthy as they used to be. I think they can afford. I think they can afford $5 million.
So
No, a lot of people are going to want
they would be eligible?
to. A lot of people are going to want to be in this country, and they'll be able to work and provide jobs and build companies and pay taxes. All of those things. It's an incredible. It's an incredible thing. I mean, this is the group that is the first to hear it. Nobody's heard about it. Nobody ever thought about it, but we've been thinking about it very, very strongly over the last week. And I was going to announce it sometime next week, and I figured, why not? We have a lot of cameras blazing right now. We might as well do it now. We'll have Caroline announce it the next time. No, it's a great thing. The gold card. Remember the words, the gold card. Somebody said, can we call it the Trump gold card? I said, if it helps, use the name Trump. I'll give it to you for free.
I like it. Mr. President, you probably just launched 10,000.
So that, ladies and gentlemen, was all the latest news about the gold card announcement from the Trump administration. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. My name is Dr. Nitin Choda with Ignition Time. Please click like, please click subscribe, please enable notifications. I really appreciate you watching our channel. I appreciate you being a viewer. Please become a subscriber. Please share this video with 2 friends and family members. That'll help the channel, that'll support the channel a great deal. And I want to provide you with all the news that helps us make sense of the world we live in today. We cannot trust the legacy media because it's all a bunch of lies, it's a bunch of misinformation, it's a false narrative. I'm here to present you with the news as it comes out. Thank you so much. Please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.